All right, and there's an interesting development. A result of Marco Rubio's recent visit to Qatar. Qatar and the United States seem to be close to finalizing a major defense cooperation agreement. Marco Rubio announced it himself. The timing could hardly be more telling. You may recall what happened on this day last week. A targeted Israeli strike in Doha aimed to wipe out Hamas leadership on Qatari soil. Naturally, it rattled one of Washington's most valuable partners in the Gulf. So why does it matter? First, let me be clear. The deal is close to being finalized. It hasn't been finalized yet. Now back to the question. Why does it matter? Because Qatar is not just another Gulf state. It is home to the largest US air base outside of the United States. We're talking of a player trusted enough to shuttle between Hamas and Israel since the Gaza war began in 2023. Alienating Doha at such a moment would mean undermining both American leverage and the fragile hope of a ceasefire. Speaking en route Doha, Rubio said there's a very short window of time in which a deal could happen. He warned if any country in the world can help mediate it, Qatar is the one. They're the ones that can do it. Now he's right about one thing, there was a very short window of time indeed. After all, the US was thrust into damage control in the aftermath of the Israeli strikes. Rubio's remarks were not just flattery, they were an acknowledgement that Washington has no alternative. He's revealed the US and Qatar are now on the verge of finalizing an enhanced defense cooperation agreement, a deal that suddenly looks less like a policy choice and more like a political necessity. So while Doha denounces but does not disengage, the US swoops in. Qatar reacted furiously to the Israeli strike, branding it cowardly, treacherous, and yet in the same breath, Doha vowed to keep mediating between sworn enemies. In other words, Qatar scolded but did not sulk, at least not enough to pull out of this delicate equation. The message was clear. It will not let Israel's strike derail its diplomatic role. As one would imagine, for Washington, this was a relief. During his May visit, Donald Trump had pledged to defend Qatar in case of an attack. After the latest strike, Trump was left in an awkward position of publicly rebuking Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, his closest ally in the region, saying he was too late to stop him. Netanyahu, unbothered, doubled down. Israel would target Hamas leaders wherever they are, he said. Trump quickly moved to damage control, calling Israel's move unilateral and unhelpful. He hastily arranged a meeting with Qatar's Prime Minister in New York. His words were carefully chosen, almost conciliatory. We are committed to our partnership with Qatar and to ensuring its security, he said. But the irony was impossible to miss. Here was the United States, Israel's staunchest backer, now trying to soothe the very Gulf ally his partner had just antagonized. Who was reassuring whom? Was Trump defending Qatar, or was he defending America's own desperate need for Qatar's mediation? Now the US finds itself juggling contradictions as always, as it has been for quite some time now, backing Israel while calming Qatar, pushing for ceasefire talks while finalizing a defense pact, and projecting control while scrambling to contain fallout. What is clear, however, is that Washington cannot afford to let Doha slip away. In this volatile moment, Qatar is not just a partner, it is the hinge on which the entire region's diplomacy turns. For latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.